If you wear the wrong outfit to the airport, you could get stopped, pulled aside, or it can completely slow down your time going through security. And the worst part is, most people have no idea they're doing anything wrong. As someone who's taken hundreds of flights, I'm going to show you exactly what not to wear through TSA, why it causes problems, and what you should wear instead, so you can get through security quickly and stress-free. Let's go.
Dream vacations start here.
So the biggest TSA rule change recently is that you no longer have to take off your shoes when going through security, which is great news. However, there's still some types of shoes that will still set off an alarm. Some examples would be steel-toed boots, high-heeled shoes, which a lot of them have the metal supports in them, cowboy boots, shoes with metal buckles or metal accessories, and then thick-soled or platform shoes can interfere with screening technology, so I would avoid wearing any of those types of shoes. Belts are another item you want to think twice about, especially ones with metal buckles or hardware, since those will almost always set off an alarm. There are TSA-friendly options made with plastic or carbon fiber buckles that won't trigger alarms, but keep in mind you might still be asked to remove them anyway. If you're planning to wear a money belt, check that the zippers are also made from plastic or carbon fiber to avoid any issues. And if you decide to stick with a regular belt, just be prepared to take it off before going through security. And pro tip, make sure your pants can stay up without it unless you're looking to make a very memorable first impression at the airport. Another thing to avoid is heavy jewelry. Items like chunky necklaces, bracelets, and especially metal watches can easily trigger an alarm or lead to extra screening. And even if they don't, TSA may still ask you to remove them. Simple pieces like wedding rings, small earrings, or small necklaces are usually fine and won't cause any issues. When it comes to jewelry, it's best to keep it minimal. If you really want to wear heavier pieces, a good option is to pack them in your personal item bag and put them on after you've made it through security. Another thing you should avoid wearing are clothes with metal decorations. This would be studded jackets, decorative jeans, and certain sweaters or tops. These can all trigger an alarm, and since you can't necessarily take these items off, you would be subject to a pat-down, which would definitely slow down your progress through security. What you should wear instead should be simple, comfortable clothing. Jeans in general are fine to wear. That's what I normally wear, but you could also wear sweatpants, most athletic wear, or if you need to wear something professional for work, then comfortable dress pants or skirts would be good. For you ladies out there, I would just avoid wearing long, flowing dresses. For one, they can get snagged on the conveyor belts, and two, long dresses can create blind spots or air pockets for the body scanners, which will get you flagged. As for tops, avoid tops made out of metallic threads or sequins, as well as any tops with metal buttons or zippers. If you're wearing a hoodie or jacket, those will need to be taken off and placed in one of these security bins to be x-rayed. So be mindful of what you're wearing underneath those items, as they need to be airport appropriate, including anything that would be considered controversial, such as profanity, disturbing images, and I would also recommend against wearing anything political. Your tops should be simple and comfortable. To go along with this, avoid wearing too many layers. Wearing too many layers can make security more complicated. If you're wearing a sweatshirt with a jacket over top of it and maybe a scarf with it, I know, just go with it. You're just going to have to remove them and place them in a bin. And if you're juggling multiple items, it just adds to the stress. Just wear one layer and add a jacket or hoodie over top of it, which will keep it simple and quick. Another type of clothing you should avoid wearing is baggy clothing. I know baggy clothing is back in style now. However, depending on the type of scanners your airport is using, baggy clothing, just like long dresses, can interfere with the scanners, creating blind spots, which would cause you to be flagged for a pat-down. So if you'd like to avoid that situation, skip wearing the baggy clothing to the airport and go for the slimmer outfit. Another common mistake that is made when going through security is having a pocket full of items. Things like phones, keys, wallets, an old sandwich, whatever you have in your pockets will need to be removed and placed in a security bin. Now, if you're like me, I don't like leaving my phone or wallet just sitting in a bin for just anyone to grab. I always travel with a backpack, so all of those items go in there before I enter the security lines. But another trick would be to wear a jacket that has zippered pockets. You can remove all the items from your pockets and place them in your jacket pockets, zip them up, and then at security, just simply take off your jacket and place the whole jacket in the bin. All your items can just stay in the pockets of your jacket, keeping them secure and out of sight, and you won't have to spend your time digging through your pants pockets at the last minute trying to get everything out of them. Let's talk about piercings for a moment, as that's a question I get asked a lot about. Simple ear and body piercings are going to be fine to go through security with, but if you have multiple body piercings clustered in one area, or just a lot of metal body piercings in general, that would generally trigger an alarm, and if additional screening is required, you may be asked to remove your body piercings in private as an alternative to a pat-down if you wish. As far as hair accessories are concerned, these can be a little tricky. Large metal hair clips and other metal hair accessories should be avoided. I would switch them out with plastic ones instead. The smaller bobby pins are generally okay to wear, but I would avoid the larger ones. As for other accessories, you will need to take off sunglasses and hats that you may be wearing and either place them in your bag or in the security bins. However, religious head coverings are exempt and can be worn through security. The important thing to know is that if you happen to get flagged and have to receive a pat-down, you can request a private screening room and with an officer of the same gender. If you happen to be carrying any medical devices through security, just inform the TSA officer that you have them and they will determine the best way to screen you. The TSA also has a program called TSA Cares, which is designed to support and help passengers with disabilities and medical conditions who need additional assistance getting through the security screening process. Here is the information to contact them should you want additional help. Now, I just covered what not to wear through airport security, but you may still have other airport security questions. So I made a video answering the top airport security questions I get, so make sure to check out that video next.